This is the Chief Minister that will give an inspirational speech and end it with very, very mind-blowing lyrics in hip-hop. And that's the Chief Minister we're about to present to you today. He's an inspiration for all of us young people. It's a testament that all of us in this room have the opportunity to be Minister of Education and succeed and be the world best Minister of Education. Have the opportunity to also be Chief Minister of Sierra Leone and do an outstanding job in that position. Ladies and gentlemen, students, I would like to introduce our Chief Minister to you, Dr. David Moinina Sengeh.
Members of the high table, deans, faculty, students, leaders, good afternoon. You know, I am very lucky to be here today, and the pleasure is really mine. First, now I can speak to you as a staff member, thank you. And also because I know that many of the students here, many groups have reached out multiple times, faculty have reached out multiple times, and it's just been near impossible to schedule something, and I'm grateful that we could make it happen today. I listening to the program and seeing the energy in the room, standing room, there's really no standing room, and I'm honored and grateful that all of you students could come to try to engage with me. Because the point about this talk is not that I'm here to lecture, the professor already lectured. I'm here to have a conversation with you and to listen to you and to engage with you on how we transform our country. I love the rapport that exists between the faculty and the students. The students love you, it's not everywhere. The students love faculty, so a round of applause to the faculty and leadership that you have. And I love the energy in the room. You certainly make me feel like I should have attended Njala or something. I'll start with a question. What do you think is the biggest global event that's happened in the last 5 years? Anybody? What's the biggest global event in the last 5 years? There's no right answer. COVID, yes, COVID. It certainly is the biggest global event in the last 5 years. And we're here to speak about digital learning, higher education, and radical inclusion. There's nothing that sets stage for those three things than COVID. Now, I see many students in here. How many of you took WAS in 2022? Put your hand up. How many of you took WAS in 2021? How many of you took WAS in 2020? Do you remember 2020 when you were visiting WAS? The world had shut down. There was no schools. And there were questions about whether you would get to take WAS or not. And what would have happened if you didn't take WAS? And we made a decision as a government. We shut down schools when we got our first case of COVID. We did everything collectively, monitored how COVID was going. And we decided that we're ready to open schools. That you'll go to schools with your mask on, we'll provide buckets, we'll provide thermometer, we'll do all of these things. And people said it was a horrible idea. They said we were going to kill everybody because the students were going back and they were going to bring COVID to their communities. They said we were selfish. I guess they say, what did they say about 2020 and Vision 2020? You're always right when you look back. But at the time when we were making that decision, we made it based on the data that we had at hand, based on the fact that there was digital learning. We made available all this digital content, and based on the principles of radical inclusion. Nobody today will tell us that it was the wrong decision we made at the time. There are many other countries where their students in 2020 did not take exams, and they lost a year. And in many other African countries, they never went back to school. Teenage pregnancy went up 3 times in Kenya, 3-fold in Nigeria, because of the extended period that happened. And I say this because it's a perfect example of what happens when you provide a digital platform. Then we had Coursera opened. For the university students who were around, about 50,000 students were able in Sierra Leone, and Njala was one of the major participants to enroll in Coursera courses. For the students who were taking WAS at the time, that's when we automated and digitized our learning content. We put all past papers online, all. Because we understood that 1, many people couldn't afford them. 2, it was important for your learning. And 3, we didn't have a choice because schools were closed. Since then, the world has undergone through several other rapid transformations. So fast that it's gone interstellar. Just a couple of days ago, there was a big announcement. What do you think that announcement was in Sierra Leone? What do you think is the biggest announcement that has happened in Sierra Leone this past week? Starlink and the innovation competition. So for those who don't know what Starlink is internet connectivity from the Earth to space, satellite, down back to Earth, and you're able to get connectivity. And Sierra Leone is the 3rd country in West Africa, 9th in Africa, and 100th in the world to have Starlink operations. What is exciting about Starlink is the world is not even ready. We are not ready yet to take advantage of it. It means in Bond, the Bond campus, you can be here. We can be lecturing right now and streaming live at Bond campus with no latency. It means you can be in Falaba where there is no cell phone connectivity and they can be watching this lecture live. And the thing is, it is cheaper and it will become more cheap than the traditional connectivity options that we have. Yesterday, the Ministry of Basic Education launched a Khan Academy model where now we're bringing digital content that people use millions and billions of views to our classrooms across the country. And in Albert Academy, they were the first institution to get Starlink installed there such that their students can begin to learn using this high-speed connectivity. Somebody mentioned the Sierra Leone Innovates Tech Summit. Over 1,500 young people participated. The ministry signed over 9 MOUs. And both city, will have a technology city, a tech and innovation city called the Fairlay City. It will have a data center there. It will have coding centers there. It will have schools there. It will have Samsung, will have an establishment there. The thing is, the people who will go there, it's a dream, but it's a dream that will happen. It will happen in our lifetime. And when I say in our lifetime, when you're students, some of you, the first year students, will be able to see and participate in this tech city before they can graduate from here. And just the other day, yesterday, we gave students, young people, entrepreneurs, $60,000 yesterday to participate in the Agricultural Innovation Challenge. It's never been a thing before where students, young people can sit, imagine, dream, build, and get supported to do that. That's the era that we are in. And this happened because the Minister of Communication, she's 32 by the way, and the Minister of Agriculture, I think he's 40, could meet and engage and develop proposals knowing that other young people are the ones who are going to benefit from it. So Njala itself has been a breeding ground for technology. The first drone corridor in the country and across the sub-region was established here. And when we were here in 2019, we were talking about genomics. The leaders of genomics across the region are from Njala. We now have heard about the faculty, the medical school that's about to open up. We've heard about, we saw all the computer scientists and the technologists, most of you are in the room here. And the question always for me that I ask is, what more can we do? What more can we do as administration? What more can we do as faculty? What more can we do as students? The government can shape policies. Today, if you're a female student studying STEM, it's free for you. Sierra Leone is one of the only countries where you can spend 17 years as a young woman studying engineering and it's free. 17 years. Pre-primary 1 year, primary, junior secondary, senior secondary, if you go to public school, and if you're studying STEM, you get to have a scholarship. But beyond that, a government policy that also is there, optimized for us, for you, the young people, is the student loan scheme. Already, not everybody can benefit, but about 300 people are pursuing postgraduate and professional development courses now through the student loan scheme, and many have repaid back. It is important that when we think about these policies and these frameworks that government establishes, we understand our own responsibilities in how we pay back if we are benefiting quickly, and how as faculty you can support the students. I also lecture at FBC. I've been lecturing for the past 3 years, mechanical engineering and final year students. But as faculty, what's our role to make sure that those students are learning, are not afraid of us, can have the relationship that you have, and go out there in the world and become the problem solvers that we want them to be. And I want to thank the higher technical institutions, the higher learning institutions, for engaging with the Ministry of Higher Education and with my team to translate the performance contracts and the performance metric contracts so that they can also be accountable. And I hope that when you're done, you make it available to your students so your students can know what you're committing to, because they also have a responsibility to play. Now, in terms of transformation that's happening across the country, and I'll tell you, as Chief Minister, it's been a year now that His Excellency won re-election and got a mandate to continue to transform our country. There are many things, but the economy has never been more stable. Inflation is going down. Month on month on month, inflation is down. Forex, stable, which means we can trade predictably. And this has not ended. And this came even with all the strong headwinds that we have. You have people making silly audios every day and threatening the lives of others when they leave comfortably. I don't know whether they live comfortably overseas. They're struggling where they live. Now, idleness, not independent. I make they grab that money and they make audio. The kind of school can't land or can't, they make them stupid audio. People that they oversee, they're idle. Then they try for bring insecurity to win. In spite of all of these things, we have been able to stabilize the economy. We've been able to grow industries. I mentioned the other day, sardine, now the export sardine when they come out salon. Yabas, 3 years ago there was chaos. Today salon Yabas, they produce more and Yabas will they grow cheaper than the imported Yabas. Eggs, there are entrepreneurs who are in the room who produce eggs. There are more eggs being produced now in McKinney, in Kenema. Those eggs are better. If you go buy egg, create 1,000 meals, half of are rotten. Versus you buy 1,200, all good, fresh, organic, 2-day-old eggs. Which one you prefer? And the person who's locally producing is employing your brothers, all graduates from Njala as well, and sisters. So we have to understand that when we speak about transformation in our society, it is those things that we're doing. For me, the vehicle that I've always used is inclusion. And everybody speaks about radical inclusion. Everybody. When I say everybody, from the UN Secretary General to other world leaders, speak about radical inclusion. And what radical inclusion means to us is that there are 7 steps. And the biomedical engineering prosthetic work is a perfect example of what radical inclusion is. Step 1, identify the exclusion. Your professor said the student studied and understood that there were lots of amputees from car accidents who did not have a prosthetic. Step 2, listen to learn and understand. They went, they did a study, research, engaged people who were there. Step 3, why you, why us, why now? The students understood that. Step 4, build a coalition. They did, locally and internationally. And step 5, which is the most important one, take action. If we don't take action, nothing happens. There is no way we solve any problem without taking action. And we have to take responsibility. It means we don't sit on the sideline. And I say this, movements, nobody invites you to a movement. You join the movement. This is a movement of transformation that's happening in this country. We don't invite you. You just know that you're part of it and you join it. And when we take action, we define the new normal. And that new normal, as represented, is Professor Blanco represents all of you. Dr. Fofana represents all of the women who are great scientists and mathematicians. That's the new normal. The new normal is in woman and they do math with Dr. Fofana. The new normal isn't. The new normal is in young people that they did with Dr. Blanco, transform the place. And the new normal certainly is in young people that they be chief minister. We only compare. And when you set the new normal, you go beyond the inclusion because you have to solve every problem. Just because we solve a problem today, that means that we never continue for solve other people's problem. Because if we don't, then our problem shrinks. So when we speak about GIWI Act, and I hear often people talk about, oh, forget that GIWI business, oh, that's the old thing a woman. It's not enough. 30% is great, sure, but it's not enough. If all of us aren't equal and all of us can't sit equitably at the table, society never transforms. So whether you have a disability, whether you have a cognitive challenge, whether you're poor, whether you live in a remote area, whether you don't know how to speak English, it doesn't matter how you show up, what religion you are. You have a right to sit at the table. And you have a right to put your hand up, talk, and others listen. That's what we stand for. You know, I see there are lots of cool people in the room wearing radical inclusion t-shirts. It's not a fad, eh? It's a mindset for delivery. That we stop at nothing until we ensure that everyone is included across all levels. So this movement is for everyone, the elderly, the children, and especially the young people. With radical inclusion, we will stop at nothing until everyone has an equal opportunity to transform their own lives, their community, and our beloved country. It is a delivery mechanism. It's a mentality. Which brings me to the point, so that before I open it up, I often say hashtag we will deliver. And for a while, people then say, oh, this delivery, I will stand in Bel the bond. Oh, they joked about it. We will deliver is a mentality. That's how I am. That's how I grew up. I knew that we would deliver from when I was age 10, rapping on stage in Bow. I knew we would deliver when I was in the prosthetic lab at Harvard and MIT. And I certainly know that we will deliver when I became Minister of Education and Chief Minister. We will deliver because our future depends on it. We will deliver good governance. We will deliver economic prosperity. We will deliver better welfare and better healthcare. And we'll deliver jobs for young people. Because we're not satisfied with the status quo. It is not enough. Have we delivered before? Absolutely. We just launched Starlink in Sierra Leone. Are we still delivering? Absolutely. We're here engaging in an open democratic conversation with community members. And will we deliver? You sure bet we will. It means we have the capacity, we have the capability, and the most important part, we have the courage. The courage to take action, action that will transform not just our lives, but all of our lives. So I do want you all to repeat slowly after me. Together, we will deliver. Together, we will deliver. And before I sit, let me speak about youthfulness a little bit. Because people, let me not talk about what people think. But as young people, not the future, but the now of this country is in our hands. President Bill reminds us often that he took leadership of this country when he was 29. And what he did, no other leader before him could do. Bring peace to this country, have democratic elections in this country, and set us on the path that we are on today. That's why he's called the father of democracy. And today he's entrusted young people across the board with great leadership positions. He has about 10 people in his cabinet who are 40 and below. Many more who are in various leadership positions. Are we ready for it? Or are we going to let bad politicians divide and conquer us with Brian Bobodi mentality? I walk around and people say, Sengeh doesn't give money to people there. Because I don't believe, say, I forget Brian Bobodi relationship with you. I didn't give you money, but I introduce you to people then, where they go help you for start company. And they teach you, and they lecture at university. And they create opportunities for me to get scholarship. And then they want for the 100,000 years you want. The 100,000 you want? It is important that we know. I don't know what it means. I can hear it says a man can fly with cargo. We don't want to be cargo. We want to be the pilots. I hope you want to be the ones who are designing the planes. I hope you want to be the CEOs who own those companies. That's what we want. That's what transformation is. And that starts at these institutions in which we are, which is why I'm really happy that the school, I saw these volunteers You apply, there's a volunteer society, you get paid. You're taking leadership. You're keeping the aisleway, the emergency exits clean. That's responsibility. The level of leadership that I see across the institution here, I hope, and that's why this is streamlined, that other students can see. I'll share a joke. When I was a student, my classmates, I went to Prince of Wales, were at FBC at the time. They were all engineering students. And I'll come to visit them with some of my friends who were doing some projects. And we'll go, and the place in Doti, the place outside Doti. And then this friend of mine, I'll say, oh, come on, you guys should organize yourselves, start a company, and be cleaning. If you get company there, you go tell your colleagues, say, that 5 million for marketing for you, this is not the pay. And then they thought they were being funny. They laughed, they said, well, maybe Paddy go clean his shoes for us, because the Paddy shoes being dirty small. But I think the irony, and what they didn't know, was that one pandemic Paddy was the manager at Harvard of a company called, that was a student cleaning company that had revenues of over $1 million. That was the irony, that they didn't understand. That actually the responsibility to transform and solve their problems was in their hands, and they can make money from doing it. And it's important that we focus on a final analogy before I open it up for questions. There are 200 billion trillion stars. 200 billion trillion. One of them is the sun. But all those other stars, they don't dim their light when the sun is shining. As young people, you don't ever need to dim your light. We each are stars shining differently. The sun is a star, but it's just one star out of 200 billion trillion. We as young people are individuals among all of the population of young people that we have. You should never, ever dim your light for anyone, because we can all shine together and we can all work together to make our communities brighter. And together we will deliver. Thank you. Thank you. I'll mics around. We'll take some questions. Keep it short. Say your name, your department, and ask a question. We'll take 4 or 5 at a time. Yeah.
Question?
Please, go ahead.
My name is Abraham Samora, and I'm a third-year student studying BSc Honors and Computer Science at the school of Nigeria. I'm very happy for some of the statements you made earlier that you're starting an exact city project, which you say will be installed or whatever you will say. And since then, in the school of technology, and there are a lot of us here, students from school of technology, and is there, and we just see there's either certificates or a letter as an against the motivation center. How will students, especially not just entirely within the entire university here on campus, but especially at the school of technology, will be included inclusively part of this project, not just about age or just having staff here, but us particularly. I know you're here with these discussions and how will we be included, particularly us. That's it.
Okay, let's have another from here. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. We want to thank you for this opportunity created for us to communicate with you directly. We have a lot of problems on campus. I don't know. If I take this opportunity to explain we have problems. The energy supply, that is our electricity problem. You know, we believe we need electricity for business purposes. We can use electricity to have water. We can use electricity to have internet. So we need electricity. And most of all, we need electricity to charge our phone. You know,
My question is, if a set of students have already established a student-based organization on campus where they do health screening, awareness raising and sensitization programs on drugs and substance abuse, is it possible for your radical inclusion to show support to these students and work with them, or link them to the partnership in such a way that they can group their organization even with the campus and extend it to the other campuses?
Yes, I am Hassan Kamara, second year BSc Honours in Animal Science. I want to start with the slogan the Minister of Youth said yesterday, not to say every day, and of course we are seeing the change. I had the incredible opportunity to be part of over 3,100 students to the Bitumani Hotel Conference Hall, and I happen to be a delegate for my district. Straight to my question, Mr. Minister, what do you think as a country should do in achieving the radical inclusion for sustainable development? I mean, sustainable development in transforming higher education institutions. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, Chief Minister. I am Ms. Agata Awamara from Koama campus, Pan-American, and I'm a honor student BSc Public Health. Well, I don't have a question, but I'm here to throw out the challenges that we are facing in Koama, because I'm sorry to say, even though the lecturer that was presenting did not introduce us, but we are here. So now, okay, first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to the school, to the administration of Njala University as a whole. But Koama campus, we are suffering. One of the challenges that we face
Please, noise. Let's listen to the questions.
You don't have a toilet. If you want to abuse yourself, unless you are the back of the building, and that is very poor.
Please listen to the questions.
And secondly, we have a problem doing exams. There are no seats. You have to go look for a white chair just for you to write the exam. There are no seats. And also, if you are late doing the exam and you see the classrooms are full, the only option you have is to sit outside or under the barrier, because that's where there is space. So please, Mr. Minister, I want to join hands with the staff and the administrators of Njala University so that you will look into this matter. Thank you.
take another round. We're coming in. We'll take another round. First of all, ways in which students can benefit directly. There are some really interesting ideas with the Ministry of Communication and Higher Education are working on bringing these services to campuses directly. So there's a project that I've seen, there's an MOU that's been signed. And I think also the administration will work with their service providers to see how they will engage and benefit from this service. So there's a direct opportunity there, but it will have to be campus by campus. For schools, however, through the digital public goods, the schools, government is looking to connect about 460 schools with, well, we might see what the cheapest avenue is. Sometimes if there's telcos around, we'll use telcos. If there's no telcos, it'll be Starlink, probably, and that's for schools. We're starting a pilot for schools, and we hope that you guys, now that you know, you can take a leadership in bringing it to your campus here. On the energy problem, it's a big national problem, and there are some facts, just facts. We have doubled the number of people who have access to energy. It doesn't mean that we all have access to 24 hours light and electricity. But all these communities that have mini grids today that never had, we've also increased the number of energy available on the network. Now, your professor mentioned that this building and that other building is on solar. But what he didn't mention to you when we spoke about it earlier was they told me that they have a proposal for a 5 megawatt energy solution for Njala and its community. I'll tell you that we'll favorably look at it and we'll engage to see how we can provide that. On drugs and substance abuse, it's a great, Kush used to be a big problem. I know they named the university, they say, well, the university, they Kush them people. Kush people, Kuna. And because of the public health school, I make, but you really should never. I think the National Public Health Agency just published, they did a study on what's in Kush. It's not good, for you. The things there, I'm going to say, I don't know whether it was like 80% more addictive than what's in heroin. Nobody takes heroin. If you take heroin, we look at you like you're crazy. So why are you going to smoke something that is 80 times worse? It is so addictive that if you hear no more say what's in me try and don't talk to her again. Not to say I know this to me try because then they never would it. If they tell you no more say people in there that they want you they never be paddy. Because they don't want to make better. That's how destructional and addictive these things are. And we're here trying to solve problems. And so I want to commend you for what you're doing. And there's a network, we can take your details and we'll share it with you. I mentioned you don't get invited to a movement. It's a movement, it's bigger than me. It's a global movement. The UN Secretary General, in his speech, told all countries that they should practice radical inclusion. That is not a meal. It's bigger than I am. The book is a bestseller. People are reading it everywhere, in universities. It's bigger than me. You don't get invited to a movement. You just join. You're just part of it. The lucky thing for us is it started from here. And as I mentioned, when I went to 2020, now when I started, it started because of you. So you should own it and be the leaders of it. I'm happy that you mentioned the challenges. I will engage the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education. And I think that the issue with problems, and I'm happy that you mentioned these problems. In the class that I teach, we always start by listing problems. Because at the end of the day, you have to solve it yourselves. It's not us that's coming to solve all those problems. You have to change your mindset. That when we say we will deliver, I want you to believe that you will deliver. So, personally, I will make sure I build 2 toilets for your facility. But that is not enough. That's just my personal. We'll engage the administration and higher technical institution to make sure that we can solve your problems. Thank you. Take another round of questions. All right. We'll start with the lady in the hijab in the back.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Njala Uni. Good afternoon, Mr. Minister. My question is, are there any internship opportunities in your office? And this question is not only for you, it's also for SLBC and AYB. Because I'm a tech student and I'm in 3rd year, I'm supposed to do my internship. I've tried many places, but please, if there are any internship opportunities, we are needing it right now. Or is there any way you can advise us on how to get it? Because we are fine. We are fine places.
You will notice that when someone was injured, by the way, I need to sit my way and not stop that. Yes. My name is JBJ Koka, lecturer in mathematics, Njala University. And before coming here, I lectured at 4 tertiary institutions. I will be very brief. College of Education, 22 years. College of Medicine, 12 years. I found research methods. And now Njala University, 17 years. Yes, the male lecturers who have been ignored and silent. It is very so that is the personal answer. When we are introducing
Listen, please.
About these mandates in the country. Where teachers impersonate students, take answers. And these students are sent to us problems in this university because the students who come in are substandard. Okay? I'm a professional lecturer. If you fail my exam, as a man of God, I fail you. But when,
Please listen.
there are good students who come here, looking at that. We are seeing A's all over the place. But at the same time, we have evil ones, bad ones, who come in with substandard results. And when they fail, the lecturers they say the lecturer has failed. So, sir, ask my question. What are you, as a part of the government, going to do about this? Because it is destroying the educational fabric of this country. And recently I heard that there was leakage in mathematics. What are you going to do?
All right, thank you. We have a lady here.
Good afternoon. My name is Njala Uni, a student from Nutrition and Athletics, third year. Well, I want to ask a question. From the School of Agriculture, there is no lab for the Department of Food and Nutrition. We have courses that actually need labs for these courses to be well treated. And we have no labs, and also for this digital learning. There are courses that these videos, the visual needs to be seen. There is no lights in the School of Agriculture, and there is no projector as well. So I'm asking Chief Minister to please help the School of Agriculture.
Thank you.
A qualified year student pursuing a Bachelor of Science with honors in Business and Information Technology. I've been following you on Facebook for quite a long time now, but this me meeting you now is an opportunity, so I would like to have a personal speak with you. Please, education. I know previously he was the Minister of Basic Education. He did something that was very great. You know, he considered the society that people were straining to access the portal for WAS and the care. So he decided to do something like eliminating this category option and giving facilities that people can be able to access their results through a code. So Njala University also is facing serious issues with grade issues like it's very difficult for us to access our grades. For example, like after the exams, you know, you come, you go to the department, the various department. It's very difficult to say you go through this. Sometimes you go there, you don't meet them. So we want you to institute a policy that, if not only for Njala University, but all other universities, to create a platform that will enable students to access their grades just with a code. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have a lady here.
Let's ask the last question.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is School of Medicine. My question is, we are having some constraints about laboratory apparatus for the female students. I want you to help us with that.
All right, thank you. The chief will now respond. All right.
Thank you. Now listen. questions, I want to extend to you the option that as departments or as organizations or as a student body, if you write to me, put your questions. Who's the student union president? If you submit your questions to the registrar,
Please listen to the Chief Minister's submission, please. You cannot.
we will make sure. I think I also heard that I'm meeting the cross-section of students. They may not represent all of your views, but that small cross-section will pray that they will express some of those. But if you figure out a way to send me those opinions through my office, I'll definitely respond. But let me, what's your name? The lady who asked for an internship. Mariam Abijalo. What did the Bible say? If you ask, you will receive, not to do. You can get an internship with my office. But the other students, Mariam didn't ask for herself. She was magnanimous enough. She asked for everybody. But so that's why you can get to work with me, because you're very selfless. Dr. Kaitli. So he's there. He's an alumni. When you mentioned internship, when I came as CIO for the first time, one of my staff, who I've worked with now for 6 years, and he's my teaching fellow, he brought to my office as an intern. And an amazing student who came from Njala as well, Fode Kamara. He's now studying in Germany. He joined DSTI as a freshman. And he's an amazing human, absolutely phenomenal, one of the best coders I know. And he came from this school. So I want to tell you that there are opportunities, and there are internship opportunities. Keep asking, send 20 letters, even if they say no, make it 21. You might be just lucky. Or you can be like her and you can ask somebody. In terms of quality, look, I think it's all of our responsibilities. And I say this with pride. I don't know for other students that will be there, but then all them one there we talk to. We go to school over the last 6 years when free quality education came. And I think they're all full of quality. You hear them speak, you know. I mean, the courage, the confidence that this young man has, you can never buy it. You can't fake it. He didn't try to be here. There are many, the level of energy. You look at the young girl wearing the Hugo Boss face, the jersey. You look at her face, you know, say that she's critical thinking, she's full of energy, she's great. And this transformation that happened, that is happening, we're not there yet. They didn't happen over one day. And it happened because of the improved quality in schools, because they are holding each other responsible. Yes, some people spy, but they are not the majority. When there was the leakage, we cancelled the exams. In the past, we allowed them to take her anyway. But we cancelled her, then take her again. No? And I think it's important that we understand that we have the responsibility for making sure, say, if you're a lecturer, you become a spy. When all my students come to my class, I tell them, you have an A. I'm not a lecturer who wants to give my students F. You have all my students at the start of the class have an A. It's their responsibility to keep it. They don't start from an F. They start from an A, they participate, they do their homework, of the labs, I hear you, and again, we'll keep improving. Your university was telling me that they are, from your school fees, they're raising, they're doing stuff, they're trying. We'll keep supporting them to try, and we'll keep also maybe with a payback, yeah? In terms of the grades, I think the result checker is one of the most transformational solutions that we built. And again, it came out of radical inclusion and digital learning. I want to challenge you to do something. If you're from the technology department, let me hear you make some noise. If you have 5 more decide so that the program is extended tomorrow morning, we don't make that solution there. You have 5 more. So here's the challenge. You still let them approve them, do it, and let them approve it. Here's my challenge to you. If you build it, the VC will approve it. It said, okay, tell me.
Hello? I have thrown 2 challenges now. If you trust yourself in technology, then do your elections electronically. Voting. I will pay the patency for that electronic voting. We are no longer in the 15th century. We are in the 21st century. Hello? If you trust yourself, as the Chief Minister has said, give me a program for your data management. I will pay for the patency. I will pay for the patency. Try it tomorrow. I will pay for it. I think you can never, anywhere, have a more clear matching order. If you build it, they will pay for it. And if they don't pay for it, you have a Facebook party, send me a message, I will say. They have to tell them, yeah? And I think it's important that we as students, I mean, Facebook was built by a Harvard College student. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard because of Facebook. He built it and he's done. It was called the Harvard Facebook. Why make you know good one? They all man they use them. We're not winning that. Mark Zuckerberg what they sense pass now. Wait, this is Konya in computer science. And it don't get sense pass now. So if in one, why make you know good one? And here you have somebody who's gonna take it off you. The administration said, if you build, and the thing is, I see it everywhere, it's necessary, so na build now, encounter to the Ministry of Higher Education. There's no reason today, absolutely no reason, where the way you for check your results, like for come outside, you did for go check now, one wall. For checking them. It's not, it doesn't make sense. Because the printer, I go to my computer, they put a printer. So that data, they don't put inside the phone and check for it. Then they will not so. So I do encourage you to do that. Look, I think we can be here all day and all night and never leave. And I'm absolutely grateful and delighted that we got to spend time together. And I want to leave you with a thank you. I have learned so much from engaging with you, and I'm really grateful that you could spend your time with us this afternoon. Thank you.
Music.
Chief Minister Moinina and Sengeh. And I have your radical inclusion.
Hello, Chief Minister. Can we have just one energetic lady to be able to thank? And all, and do this
listen to the vote of thanks from one of your colleagues.
Good afternoon, everyone. Chief Minister, Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, lecturers, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow students, I say good day to you all. On behalf of the Njala University students, I extend my deepest gratitude to the Chief Minister for gracing us with his presence and sharing his invaluable insight on transforming higher education through radical inclusion and digital learning. His vision and inclusive academic environment resonates with us as it promises a future where every student, regardless of background and opportunity to thrive. The emphasis on digital learning is practically pertinent in our current situation, where challenges such as mobility, time constraints, and limited resources affecting our educational journey. The Chief Minister commitment to leverage technology into overcome through barriers, not only inspiring but also a way of hope for all of us. We are eager to embrace those transformations, change and contribute to a more equitable and accessible higher educational system. Thanks once more for your inspiration, your time, your effort. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Thank you.
Hello. Please let us clear the path through where Chief Minister came. And here are a few announcements. The Student Representative Council, please go to the area. You'll be having a meeting with the Chief Minister there. Administration and association members, you are to be assembled them now. The Chief Minister will meet there soon. Then after which we meet the Student Representative Council. Let us clear the path for Chief Minister to go. Then we thank you all. For students, food is served at your